You serving cocktails?
Yeah. Cocktails. Two statements for you. Today we learned that William F. Buckley has passed away, and it has saddened everyone here at the White House. Mr. Buckley was a longtime friend of the Bush family. I informed the President of Mr. Buckley's death at 11:45 a.m. while the President was in the Oval Office. In 2005, when President Bush hosted an event in honor of the 50th anniversary of National Review, he praised Mr. Buckley's life, saying that he helped contribute to the realm of ideas for America and helped turn dreams into reality. His work impacted millions of Americans who shared his strong belief in the power of freedom. And the Buckley family will be in our thoughts and prayers.
Dana, as you know, the Senate's debating an Iraq withdrawal timeline again today. Is that a good thing or a bad thing that they're debating?
That they're debating it? Well, if the President is willing to talk about Iraq anytime anybody wants to talk about Iraq, and I think that the Senate Republicans yesterday decided that it was time to spend. It was time going to be well spent to talk about Iraq and talk about the progress that General Petraeus and Ambassador Crocker have made in concert with the Iraqis and with our partners there. The President said that an artificial timetable of withdrawal would say to an enemy, just wait them out. It would say to the Iraqis, don't do the hard things necessary to achieve your objectives, and it would be discouraging for our troops. And that's why the President said yesterday he would veto the Feingold amendment that they are now debating on the Hill. So we think that it is time well spent to talk about Iraq.
Okay, because I'm curious, because in the past when they debated withdrawal timelines, the President would veto and you said you had the votes to sustain it. You thought it was a waste of time.
That is still true. But this is like the third or fourth time that they've decided to do that. We still have the votes in order to prevent this bill from becoming law. What the vote was yesterday was a procedural vote to move forward to have debate, 30 hours of debate. This is what Senator Reid called up the bill. He probably didn't expect to get cloture. He got cloture, and now he's got 30 hours of debate, and we think that that's absolutely appropriate.
So it's not a waste of time this time?
Look, we still have the votes. If they want to continue to keep bringing this up, we'll be happy to continue to talk about it. They're not going to. There's no way that this bill is going to pass, especially now that that General Petraeus and Ambassador Crocker have met the obligations that they said that they would meet, which is to bring down the violence and to start to bring together political reconciliation. As General Petraeus said yesterday, though, we have a long way to go, and the Iraqis are continuing to work together. We saw today that democracy is at work, and they're working through some of the politics there with one of the bills that passed last January. So we are hopeful, but we know that we have a lot more work to do.
The U.S. military conducted 19 focus groups throughout Iraq last November, and its report on those focus groups stated that Iraqis from every ethnic and sectarian group are united in the belief that the U.S. invasion is the root cause of the sectarian violence in Iraq, and that the departure of the U.S. military is the key to national reconciliation. And I wondered, has the President seen the military's report on those focus groups?
I don't know if he has. I haven't either, and I refer you to DOD because I don't know the accuracy of that.
Dana, last night at the debate, Senator Clinton talked about the release of some personal papers relating to her public appearances while she was First Lady. Mm-hmm. I understand that the National Archives folks have notified the White House of their intention to release these papers, but I'm just wondering, can you sort of give me a blow-by-blow of how these things sort of play out? Because it seemed to me that she was suggesting that because President Bush has an opportunity to sort of go through the paperwork, that maybe that might be delaying the release of these records.
We did check on that, and we had a more fulsome response, which I won't read for you here because it was quite long. But we don't have any pending requests. Any requests that we've gotten, we've been able to turn them around very quickly. The process is that the White House Counsel's Office receives notification from the National Archives that it proposes to release records. We then wait for the representative for President Clinton, who is Bruce Lindsay, and he reviews those records and makes this decision as whether or not we should release or withhold them. And if the Clinton representative approves the release of the records, we act as quickly as practicable to get them out. And as I said, we don't have anything pending at the moment.
Okay, so no request from them thus far.
We've been able to turn everything around very quickly, and we don't have anything left. I would say to date, it says over 550,000 pages have been released in whole or in part, and we have not made a decision to object to the release of any Clinton records.